see how it goes, I guess. Is there the graph I can see? So 30 frames per second, no drop frames as of yet. Cool. Um, I'm just gonna hope this is gonna work fine. No idea if it will. No, just a disclaimer, I'm not a Keeper of the Light player, so I have no idea whether your skill build or your item build is correct. I've seen this spell used in lane. It's really fucking annoying. Looks like you're with a... What's this audio up actually? I like the fact you have a sentry. I like the fact you have a ward. I think your item build looks very good. Uh, yeah. See, let's see how it goes. I like the way that you're positioned here. Kind of like protecting your Drow Ranger. Quite nice.
Now, murder each other for my amusement.
Nice! We put the sentry down. We're monitoring whether the camp is blocked. Fucking fantastic. It's wait, what? It's carry Pudge. Okay, I thought they were doing like carry Underlord or some weird shit. Okay, carry Pudge instead. Uh, I still think your ward is good. Okay, I'm already seeing a mistake here. Um, when you're playing support in a 2 versus 1 lane, you need to try not to disrupt the creep equilibrium as much as you can. So you can de-aggro onto your allied creeps so that this range creep will stop hitting you and go back to hitting your allied melee creeps. And then you can move a bit further away from the range creep and then continue to hit Underlord. Because right now, like, going for this play could result in your wave pushing into the Underlord. And like we discussed yesterday, you really want to mitigate the amount of free experience and gold that you give to the enemy offlaners. And it's particularly important in a 2 versus 1 situation. Like yeah, like you could move your mouse over your creep to de-aggro and then reposition. I think the fact that you've backed off here is not the correct play. Like this guy's playing alone. Like you have blinding light up in 5 seconds, you have a salve, you have a drow behind you. There is no reason for you to back away from this guy. You could have been, where is it? The way that I want to see you move in a situation like this, I want to see you do exactly, no. I want to see you do exactly what you just did. Where you move down and right click the Underlord, and you move down, you right click Underlord again. You move down and you right click Underlord again. And the only time that you back out from following after this guy and hitting this guy is when the enemy creep wave arrives. So when you see that wave, that's when you back out, and that's the only time you back out in this lane. You need to make sure this guy gets fucking nothing. So yeah, this backing out, this retreat play is not good. Like you could be maybe chasing this guy around these trees and using your wards. Um, and we're also seeing the issue with how you've played the lane. Because you constantly aggroed your own, sorry, because you constantly aggroed the enemy creeps, your creeps, in terms of net damage output, have done much more than the enemy creeps. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Yes, it does, which means your creep wave didn't die because of your creep aggro mechanics. That's very important to consider, especially in a lane like this. This is you're about to lose this lane if this continues, but essentially. So you need to go back to punching this guy. Like like you're retreating for some reason. You're playing defensively. It, like 9 times out of 10, or 90% of games, you if you have the numbers advantage, that should be enough to play and position and posture aggressively.
Drow Ranger, I am scarce worthy of your presence.
Oh, right-clicking this guy here from these trees revealed you had a ward there, and there is and that's unnecessary. If possible, try to avoid revealing where you have vision, unless it's to secure a kill, or because wait, what? Wait, does that fucking spell cancel channeled? No way. The fuck? Does this guy cancel his TP, or is it just how that spell works? Wow, okay. Ah, so this spell actually fucking cancels TPs. That's insane. I had no idea. How is that balanced? How is that balanced? Alright, whatever. And now I guess you just run this guy down. How is your drown not level 2? But see, we run into the same issue here. Where be again, this is down to poor creep aggro mechanics. So you have to make sure that you're far enough away from the enemy creeps, if possible, so that you don't end up pushing the wave. Because like we discussed, if you push the wave, it becomes much harder to play the lane. Okay, I don't like this. I don't like what you've just done. I'm not going to look at this TP. Anytime anytime you go for a pull in the lane, the objective of the pull is to get the creep wave somewhere around here, especially in a 2 versus 1. You want the wave to be here, if possible. So you have two options for doing that. You either oh, my mouse is breaking. You're either going to stack this small camp at 53 seconds or 54 seconds or whatever the fuck, 55 seconds, I don't know. Or you're going to uh chain the pull with this camp and drag these creeps over, and then this creep wave will die. Like your objective with pulls in a situation like this, where you just want to deny experience. Oh my god, my mouse is dying. What's happening? There we go. That should be better. Okay. Where you just want to deny experience is you need to make sure this creep wave dies, and that's how you secure an advantage in the lane. You get the level advantage, you get the gold advantage. Underlord is feeling pressured. He's losing creeps. Like it's so kills, who gives a shit about kills? Kills don't really matter in the long run. I will die 6 times in a lane as Pangolier against Monkey King just to get level 6 because I know as soon as I get level 6, I'm going to kill everything. Dying in a lane for an offlaner doesn't matter if he still gets the creeps. And you haven't this entire play has left all of these creeps still alive. So as you're going to see this under and you TP, which I think is also really bad. I don't think you should be TPing to the offlane as a Kotal when you're drow range and leaving your drow ranger solo. So this underlord has lost one creep because of that pull, and he's out leveling your drow ranger. And drow is a hero that like cannot like this guy will start destroying this wave, because of the fact that you TP'd and because of the fact that you did not stack this camp. Like, yeah, you got a kill, but this kill is not worth it. God, this music is loud. What the hell? Yeah, getting kills isn't really worth it if it means you're sacrificing a lane to do so. Your objective as the 5 is to secure this lane as best as you can. If you can have impact and if you can safely deny experience to get your drow an advantage, that's great. But if you can't do that, you're leaving the lane and playing aggressively. So I think in a situation like this, if your offlane is struggling, don't TP unless unless you can take a tower off it, or unless you guys can kill this guy again. Because otherwise, like, you're losing top lane, and you've only got one kill bot, and you're not really gonna win this lane with 3 heroes. Like what you're just soaking experience and like not really giving anything back. Maybe like if you and here we're approaching the idea of tri-laning or aggressive tri-laning on your off lane, which is really which and the only way to pull off a tri-lane like this to if like these guys are still getting creeps. This Pudge is still getting like experience. Like this Rubik is still getting experience. They're still getting gold. They're still getting experience. The only difference is that you come here to kill Pudge once and he doesn't really care because he's gonna do the exact same thing in lane anyway. So and the only way you can make a play like this is if you pull this wave um, to meet with this wave, which will force the enemy creep wave to walk to like here. And that's the only way you can play a lane like this. Is if it's similar to the safe lane. You as a position 5 are looking to um, secure the lane in a position, in a place, in an area that that your team can use to secure creeps and get an advantage. Because right now your lead these guys can't do anything with the wave where it is. Likewise, your Drow Ranger's also losing this top lane because of of how the creep wave was handled. Like I see you positioning mid here, but like what's your play on mid lane? Like what are you really accomplishing? You have 2 points in blinding light and you have chakra magic. Like you're going for a low risk play. So low risk like a you're going for a high risk play. Like no matter what you guys do to SF, he'll probably just this guy can just TP out if you go on him. Like he's playing really badly. Like this won't happen in NSC. You'll never see an SF with this low HP and this low mana. It just won't happen. So maybe you do get a kill here, but like this type of positioning will not happen in wait, did I say NSC? I meant RD2L. Like yeah, like you're probably gonna die here because Kotal is Kotal is a you want to sit in one lane. Doesn't matter which fucking lane you go to, but you want to stay in a lane and you want to be the most annoying little fucking shit that you can possibly be. You want to be spamming chakra magic. You want to be punching the enemy heroes. You want to be uh, spamming blinding light and just winning every trade because you have amazing mana and people can't hit you back. And that's how you play this hero. This hero has no real like roaming potential. And this is where you're making a mistake. Like you're trying to play Kotal in a way that isn't designed for his spells. Like the only way you can make a play like this is if you have your ulti, or if and even then it probably won't be worth it because you're still losing top lane in this time. Like this Underlord, I bet will have higher net worth than Drow. Yes, because of what you've done in the last 2 minutes, this Drow is losing this lane, and she will continue to lose this lane really hard. And this guy will accelerate and start out farming Drow Ranger because that's what Underlord just does. If you were top lane, and if you were properly securing these creep waves and denying this Underlord experience, your impact in this game, like Drow will kill everything. Drow will fucking destroy the entire enemy team once she's online. because they have no real defensive supports, and like the only way they can get on top of Drow is by running at her. Like, look at this. Your Drow's getting eviscerated, and it's like she's getting her ass kicked. Oh, we died here. Okay.
Dire's top tower is being
Okay.
attacked.
So, if I were you, and I was looking at this game right now, we're approaching 5 minutes. I've died twice. My rotations haven't worked out, but it's not the not the it's not terrible. Like I can still there's still something I can do as Keeper of the Light. So if I were you, I would run into I would go top lane and I would just keep pulling and keep pulling and keep pulling until Drow is like level 6 and can go jungling. Because we need to think about the only time you want to leave a lane as a support is when your carry can can go to the jungle safely, and that's different for different heroes, right? So in Drow's case, Drow needs level 6 and stats to go to the jungle and just start farming, and it's very, very safe for Drow. And then you can take this lane and just get farm and experience, and who knows, maybe you go like first item Ags or whatever. I don't fucking know what Kotal goes nowadays. Um, I have no idea. But like, if you can't secure your lane for your safe laner, that's when you leave. So in a situation like this, yes, you've left the lane for a bit, but you should still come back to this lane after your rotations because your Drow, like, there's still something you can do. You can protect Drow here. You can make sure Drow gets farm. You can make sure Underlord doesn't get experience. You can, uh, and then you can take the lane to get an early 6 as soon as Drow goes to the jungle. You see what I mean? Like you can have more farm and more experience by making sure that this Drow Ranger has a better start. Because you're just gonna sit in this lane and you're gonna farm and Drow's gonna farm. And then in terms of net worth, your team will be leading in terms of net worth because you have two heroes, a Kotal and a Drow Ranger, free farming. And the enemy will have a Rubik and a Pudge that like aren't out farming you guys. So you've come back bot lane and like as far as I'm concerned, with you here in bot lane, like Invoker as a support, like this guy needs levels. This guy needs a lot of levels to be useful. He's like this is important to consider if your team has a particularly greedy a greedy for play like a Rubik or like an Invoker. Like these guys need levels. Legion Commander, she also needs levels. She wants to be able to sustain in lane and apply pressure. Kotal also needs levels. So having three heroes that need levels in one lane when you can't guarantee kills, because let's be real, what do you have? You have you have Cold Snap. That's your only form of lockdown right now, and the enemy team has a Lina that can slow you, that can like stun you. They have a Pudge that's extremely tanky to kill. Like the best thing that you can be doing right now is pulling this wave top, and like you either stack or pull, or you chain the two pulls together. You do the small camp pull, and then you do the hard camp pull into the small camp, because you as a hero as Kotal 100% need levels. Because like see how hard it is for you to have an impact in this lane. Like you guys don't have kill threat. Um, like you know that if you get out of position, you're okay. This lane is playing really bad. Oh no, see see how hard that was, and you're gonna lose your Drow Ranger here as well. So your Drow Ranger, your Legion Commander, because you like this is something you have to consider before you move to a lane. You need to think to yourself, if I leave my safe lane to go to either the mid lane or the off lane, what can I do right now? If you had a point in blinding light, I mean illuminate, maybe you get that kill. But because you're behind the levels, Maybe if this guy sorry, maybe if Invoker was level 4, maybe you get that kill. But because you came here earlier and you took their XP, like, you missed the kill. And it's like little things like this, uh, and you're still losing top lane. And Drow's only just hit 6. Drow could have hit 6 in like 5 minutes. Maybe not 5 minutes. Like, Drow could have hit 6 really fucking early, um, is what I'm trying to say. And now, like, do you see what's happening here on the map? Drow Ranger is being forced to jungle because she cannot stay in lane against the Underlord. And this hero is free farming. And Kotl is what I like to call a dead lane hero. He's the type of hero that you put in lanes that are dangerous and extremely scary to play in. So your job this game, and it's very similar to Winter Wyvern, it's very similar to Jakiro in the way that Kotl plays, and you sit those heroes in a lane, and your entire job for like 10 minutes, as soon as your carry goes to the jungle, or however long, is you sit in lane and you just clear waves. You start clearing creep waves. So here, as soon as I see my Drow go, and here's why I don't like your skill build either, because if you got a point in Illuminate instead of Chakra Magic, then that means you can play the hero the way you're meant to play it. It doesn't matter too much, but like from this point onwards, as soon as I see Drow Ranger farming, I am instantly thinking to myself, okay, I'm all of my next skill points are going into this Illuminate ability and Will-O-Wisp. Sorry. And your entire job this game is give whoever needs mana, and you're gonna protect top lane from Underlord until your team eventually outfarms. Because this guy is gonna you're gonna outscale this team so fucking hard. Like Pudge and Underlord cannot deal with your cores. Like, and Invoker will scale well into late game. Legion will scale okay this game. A natural BKB piercing hero, so it's very strong against Shadow Fiend. But like now you can just farm. You don't have to feel pressure to make plays. Like all you have to do right now is be sitting top lane now that Drow's left and just farm and protect the tower and farm and protect the tower and farm and protect the tower. And you do that for however long until your team needs you to do something else with your ulti, basically. You should just be sitting here farming until level 6, in my opinion. Like look at all these free creeps, bro. You're about to miss 3 creeps. These are 3 creeps that no one on your team is using or is getting experience for. Let's see how many creeps your entire team misses. 4. So 4 creep. Like your team just lost 4 creeps, and Drow doesn't like. And Drow could be farming like stacks or something. Like it's just you've essentially missed a full creep wave. You could have got I don't know fucking know how much experience, but like you could have got a decent amount of experience for that. Like you're still doing nothing in this lane. It's so hard for you to pressure um this lane. So where are you going? You're going mid. That was really good skill usage. That was very good. Great TP, great map awareness. Does it do damage? It does damage? You shitting me? It does 100 damage. How's that balanced? What the fuck? Why does this do 100 damage? I guess actually it's not that much. Really fucking annoying though. It means you can't blink away from that. And it cancels TPs. Okay, again, I don't like the skill build. I would prefer you to see more. I would love to see more points in Illuminate right now. And because Legion's gonna want to be rotating soon, as soon as she hits 6. Invoker's gonna be rotating when he hits 6. Drow and Sniper are farming. All you have to be doing is sitting in a lane and just farming creeps. Because that's what Kotl is like amazing at doing. Like imagine if you had points in Illuminate here. You just clear this creep wave and then your tower like really good skill usage and positioning. I really like this. But again, you have like no kill threat. Like imagine if like and now you force TPs, which I think is great, but but you've lost your top tower. Like imagine if you were top lane with 2 points in Illuminate. You don't lose top tower there. Like this tower will stay up for another few minutes if you get points in your queue. So and now the game is gonna get really hard because this guy is getting Atos for some fucking reason. I have no idea why. Uh, if he was smart, he'd just tank up and he'd just run you guys down. But yeah, I think you're spending way too much time in your offlane.